everybody. Today we're going to look again at the work of William Morris here. But before I start, I've got to thank my three children. Rachel for sorting out Dropbox, Matthew for sorting out the Wi-Fi, and most of all James for turning inside out, upside down, back to front videos into YouTube. So they all need a medal really. Right, so let's look at what we're doing today. We're going to be producing our own wallpaper designs. William Morris designed lots and lots of fabric and wallpapers. He actually designed 141 designs of wallpaper and fabric, which is quite an amount, isn't it? If we look today at some of the furniture and curtains and wallpaper that are still very, very popular today, we can see some of them in this picture here. This sofa here has this design that's produced in a different colour for fabric, so that's this one here. This sofa is in this fabric here, and this wallpaper is in that design but in blues, and that's important. I want you to think about the fact that although he's producing one wallpaper design, it's then produced in lots of different colour tones, and that's what we maybe need to keep in our mind today. Okay, on here I've put some pictures of different flowers, plants, leaves, even a little bird, because I know some of you can't get out into the garden. If you can get into the garden, you're going to have to go out soon when I've explained what equipment you need. You're going to have to go out and get lots of different kinds of leaves, especially some smaller leaves today, and you'll see why later on. We're going to try and produce some wallpaper that is a line of symmetry along the middle there. So if we fold it and open it out, that pattern would be repeated in a mirror image that side, and that's what symmetry is. So we have to have the line down the middle to think about, because wallpaper and fabrics, the design has to be repeated. So that's what we're going really to have a look at today, but I'll explain about the symmetry when we look at this. This is William Morris's most famous design, and it's called the Strawberry Thief. I've put that on to show you the line of symmetry, but you can see how beautiful it is. He went to the bottom of his garden with his sketchbook, and he noticed that the thrushes were trying to get into his strawberry patch through the netting, and he sat and drew all these beautiful designs with the thrushes and the strawberries and so on. That is the line of symmetry, if I've got it straight here. And we can see that the bird, if we folded that in half, that bird would come on top of that bird, that flower would come on top of that flower, and so on. That's exactly the same design, but in tones of brown. So you have these beautiful thrushes again. And again, you can see that if we folded that along the white line, they would go onto each other. So they would open and they would go onto each other. And that's what symmetry is. And we're going to have that in our mind today when we start our design for the wallpaper. Equipment, paper, Paper's always difficult, I know, because some of you will only have computer paper at home, and that's fine. That's what you'll have to use. We have to improvise these days and just do what we can. If you've got cartridge paper, that's a bit thicker and it's nice. I want you to see the difference with the computer paper. It's thinner, a little bit more difficult to work on. You may want to have a try on some wrapping paper. I had that in the cupboard. I can fold that and I can work out a design of leaves on top. Tends to fold a little bit. If you have coloured sugar paper, not many people will have, but if you have, that's one of the nicest things. It's easier to work on a coloured background, I think, because then the colour sets the tone for your wallpaper. So you would choose more purpley tones of leaves and maybe purpley tones of butterflies and things if you had that colour. Now I had some wrapping paper in the cupboard that I might want to use for my design. And that's fine. The other side was bright yellow. You might have something like that in your cupboard. I even thought about even a bit of Christmas paper, and you could stick designs on that. You'd have to fold it in half to get your symmetry. And then you could cut things out, cut leaves out, cut butterflies, bees, ladybirds, whatever, and you could stick them on top of the paper. You could fold paper, cut two out together so that you can invert one on the other side. Materials that you need. You probably will have felt tip pens. They're really handy today. So I've got a fine set and a bit heavier set. If you haven't got felt tip pens, you might have pencil crayons. They're fine. I've had my paints out, these watercolour paints, with a fine brush, just because it's easier for you to see when I've done the work later on. You need a pencil. So off you go now. See if you can find all your materials need to be ready, but also you need to have a stroll in the garden or around the house to find some house plants that have leaves, and then you're ready to start. Okay, we'll make a start. We're going to look again at the strawberry thief. But before I do that, I'd just like to say that last evening I was sent some beautiful paintings of daffodils by Holly, Sophie, Archie, Evelyn, Joshua and Maya. Finn, especially good cutting out the daffodil to put somewhere special. And Freddie from Freya's class, your painting looked beautiful. And Freya for making a composition of the daffodil by painting the sky and extra daffodils and leaves. So well done to all of you. Okay, we'll look at this again. What we're trying to have in our mind, if you remember, that we're doing a mirror image. So we're doing symmetrical birds, flowers. You might want butterflies, you might want beetles, ladybirds, snails, whatever you want to put in your picture. But you have to think that you're doing one side and then repeating it as if it's folded over on the other side. I should have said to mums and dads to get little ones wax crayons. I haven't any wax crayons here, unfortunately. But what you can do with the little ones is to put your leaves underneath. So you'd have to fold your paper again. open it out. Try and put your leaf in a place that's coming from the center of the line. I'll put a pencil line in so you can see that clearly. So there's our line of symmetry. Now you can feel where that leaf is. You can sort of, if you push very hard, children, you can feel where the outside of that leaf is. And then you need to get, if you've got a wax crayon, it works much better, but I've only got a pencil crayon, so I'll start on pencil, trying to go in the same direction. So we're feeling for where that leaf is. Starting to see a nice vein in the middle. There's the outside. Right, so we've got a leaf. Now you can keep repeating the leaves, different kinds of leaves. You need a fairly thick leaf, that's the only thing, for it to show up nicely. But if you've got a wax crayon, you can keep popping leaves under there and going over with your wax crayon. And you then have to take your leaf, to be very clever here, try and feel where it's going to come again. So you have to keep checking where it is. Right. Feel where it is. Feel where it is. Keeping your pencil work in the same direction again. There. And straight away we've got two symmetrical leaves there, and you can carry on all the way up with different leaves and different leaf shapes, different shades of green, and then you can start and draw flowers in and birds in the spaces. So that's for the little ones. You can see on this picture that when we look in an actual garden, then we have lots of layers of leaves and stems, all going in different directions, but all flowing and growing. Look at this lovely one coming in here and here. So we've got a whole mixture of plants there, but all flowing around each other. And that's what we're trying to get when we're going to do our wallpaper design. Now yesterday, because I have to do things quickly on the internet, I quickly drew round some leaves. So I haven't got the exact leaf that I did, but I'll show you how to do it. Fold your paper. Don't draw a pencil line on, but you know where the centre is because you've got a crease, okay? And then put your leaf on, thinking about where you're going to build up your design. So supposing I'm thinking about putting a leaf there, I'll then get my pencil, hold the leaf steady as you can, and put it round to the centre. Then look, hold it steady again and try and get it going exactly opposite in that mirror image that we talked about. Some of the leaves are very soft. If it's been damp outside, they're a bit tricky. So there's a leaf. Oh, there's a nice leaf. I like ivy leaves. They come out really well. Now you might not want that down the centre. You might want an ivy leaf here. So you've got to hold it very steady. You needn't put the stalks on, because at the end you can put stalks on and fit them all together. Okay, and then we've got to look for the centre again, and let's try and get it exactly right. So we've got to look for the centre, just put it very pale here, and move that across. Try and match up, if you look for spaces between things, how far is it from that leaf, how far is it to that leaf. So that looks about right to me. You're never going to get it exactly right, but as near as you can. Okay, then you just fill in bits that aren't there. So we've got 2 leaves there already. What we need to do in this central part, in the centre of the design, so that it's not bare, we've got to think about what we would like to put there. Some kind of a flower, maybe, you know, maybe a kind of a rose kind of thing. Well, we've got it exactly the same, both sides. Well, for some unknown reason, the video had turned itself off. So I'm just going to have to repeat things from where I think I left off. And I was drawing this rose here. And it had to be that it was the same either side of the central line of the fold. I then took that leaf and drew around that in the centre. I took this leaf and drew around that leaf. I repeated it on this side. The ivy leaves, which again I also love these ivy leaves, I drew around here and here. So again, I'm reversing them, and I think I'd already showed you how to draw these very simple shapes here. I then quickly drew a toadstool, a butterfly. You can put any amount of things on that you would like. If you're using paints, then you're going to paint it beautifully, all these things. If you've got coloured pencils, then try and colour it so that all your marks are going the same way. It looks much better. I think my pencil's just about wearing out now. Try not to go over the edge if you can. And then the darker green, put in the vein. Have a look at your leaf, see what the vein's doing. They're all very different. Don't worry about connecting the stems to the leaves, because at the very end you're going to use your felt tip pens to add bits of interest. So at the end you're going to be able to do bits and bobs. So don't worry about that. Right, okay. So last night, that was what I was working on for it to be the final piece. And what I did, I cut out shapes. I folded the paper, drew a leaf, folded the paper, drew a leaf and cut two shapes out together so they were exactly the same. So I cut one bird out, cut it out, and I had two birds because I'd folded the paper. Okay? And I did show them, which I'm not sure whether I've shown you yet, how to draw a bird. Anyway, I'll do it again. You want a simple oval. Whoops, got the green pen. It's black. Let's see it better. Oval for a head, an oval for the body. Join them together at the top and the bottom. Eye, beak, wing, tail, legs, 3 toes forward, 1 back, 3 toes forward, 1 back, put some feathers on, so you can see how quickly you can make a bird shape. So we're looking at this piece, which is the final piece, and basically what I did was to put leaves on, draw around them, draw around the shapes, different ivies I did, look here, ivy, butterflies I drew, birds, these lovely snowdrop shapes. So I filled the design repeating things from one side to the other. So I'd drawn that bird there, so then I have to repeat it exactly in a mirror image this side. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly as you would like, but as near as you can. Or the butterfly. And so on. So you can see how you're building your picture up to be exactly the same on both sides of that central line. I've left these unpainted so that you can see that they are just those shapes repeated all the way. So that if I folded it, they would be exactly the same, both sides. In nature, you get these beautiful curving shapes, stems, packed with leaves. This is dying a bit now, but you can see that the flowers fall off from a stem. So you need then to take your pen and just connect, moving around, swirling, adding leaves in, so that the whole thing is connected. I put 2 little branches for that, for the birds to stand on, and so on. So I've filled in all little bits there. So that's how I would start and build up that side, trying to get them identical. It isn't always easy, and it might be a little bit off here and there, but the overall effect will be good. You might like to try and design some wallpaper for your bedroom. You might want it completely different. You could do black paper and do white leaves and have it very dramatic and very modern. You can choose all different colours and work on that to see if you can get colours which harmonise together. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it and be nice to see what you do in the end. Okay, bye.